Our next storyteller is Holly Schaefer. Holly recently celebrated her son's 13th birthday, and she is both excited and terrified for this next stage in child rearing. As well you should be. While not an official Swiftie, she wishes Taylor and Travis a lifetime of happiness. Don't we all? I think we all do. Let's do it. Her hands-down favorite scene from a TV show is David Rose lip-syncing and dancing to Tina Turner's The Best in Schitt's Creek. Another good one. I'm liking her already. All right, come on up to the stage, Holly.
I'm nervous. It's good. Okay, so a prelude, a prologue, a foreword. This will make sense in a minute. My pants are from JCPenney. They're so comfortable. Yes, pockets. Okay, let's talk about JCPenney. I think it's the best. It's all there. It's also the site of the 2019 Big Fall. Take note, Big Fall is in all caps. It was that big, it was that fall, it was that embarrassing. Before we get down to it, if you will, allow me first to tell you a bit about being a loyal Penny shopper. Need sensible shoes? Check. Need a not terribly fashionable but affordable purse? Check. How about some new bras? Check. Makeup, sunglasses, flip-flops, perhaps a wedding ring? Check, 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 and check. I even get my hair cut at the Penny Salon, much to my friends' amusement, who laughing ask me, "Are you 80 years old?" Getting a haircut at Penny's is a riot. Think of it as the best of the best, say Gadabout or another place where you can enjoy freshly spiked cucumber and lemon water, or if you're feeling fancy, a watermelon hibiscus concoction. Okay, it's a little like that, but without the extravagant water, dim lights, and aromatherapy. Also, the music sounds like it's coming from a dentist office. It's Penny's. What do you expect? Well, here's what I wasn't expecting one December when I went for a trim. Upon entering, I noticed the staff wearing holiday PJs. Cool, a lot of places do that. Not my stylist. Unlike her colleagues, she wasn't wearing fuzzy elf slippers or a flannel top with cackling reindeer. Nope, she opted for the Victoria's Secret holiday collection. Satin shorts so short, we're just gonna stop there. A deeply cut V-neck with decorative trim. I do think there was a red bow in there somewhere, so she did complete the holiday mission. She's the best, and guess what? She can only be found at Penny's. The salon, though, is upstairs. It's also where you can find menswear, bedding, kitchenware. Anyone need a shiny Rachel Ray cook set? And all around general household items. Decorative bathroom baskets, check. A Tupperware organizer, check. A geometric print shower curtain, also check. But let's get back to the magic of the story, the big fall. Remember, all caps. It happened downstairs. So come with me back down the escalator, eyes scanning the wondrous displays of goodness knows what you don't need, packaged, arranged, and displayed to entice consumption. Don't worry though, use your Penny's card and you've likely racked up a lot of points to aid in your consumer journey. Here's where the fun begins. I went for some work clothes. Casually strolling through the women's section, non-committally browsing racks of St. John's Bay, Worthington, and possibly even some good old Liz Claiborne, a skirt caught my eye. I pointed my feet in the direction of the rack, but my head did not catch up as quickly. I took a step, and then another. I could almost reach out and touch the skirt, but alas, it was not to be. Those fucking racks are so close together. It was bound to happen. The culprit One of those ridiculously overcrowded circular ones. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones kids hide while their moms yell out their first and middle names, in my case, Holly Michelle, trying desperately to locate their poorly behaved progeny. I was walking toward the skirt, and then I wasn't. I was down, and I was down hard. My foot had gotten caught in the shiny metal post upon which those brands sat shoulder to shoulder with hardly the room to pull something out. Now, what happened next probably took no more than a few seconds, but to me, it felt like an eternity. I wouldn't say I saw my life flash before my eyes. However, as I made my departure downwards, hangers rattled and paisley dresses and flowered tops rained on top of me. The descent continued. I grasped at woven, linen, silk, cotton, perhaps even some denim garb, desperately attempting to stop or at the very least soften the fall. Did it work? Absolutely fucking not. The speed at which I was going down was not going to be impeded by some factory-made attire, many of which I might mention were 30% or more off, a standard at Penny's for the unaware. The clothing rained down upon me. The hangers, which had up until that point only rattled on the rack, were now falling at top speed, hitting me on the head, rendering me further disoriented. And then it happened. I hit the floor with a thud, my right hip landing smack on the metal bar I had just tripped over. And let's just get this out of the way now. I'm a mom. I naturally birthed two fairly large-sized boys. For all those of you who've labored before, you know the aftermath. For those who don't, I'll break it down for you. Jumping, squatting, burpees, falling, etc., 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 often results in, how to say it, incontinence. Yeah, so that happened. And let's leave that at that. I was down, on my side, covered with clothing I had no intention of purchasing, hangers strewn about. I looked around. I glanced up and saw a sliver of fluorescent light streaming from the opening. So what to do next? Get up? Pretend I meant to do it? Make it my permanent home and never show my face again? I made a bold move, slowly emerging from my den of discarded clothing. Thankfully, not a lot of people shop at Penny's, or at least they weren't that day. There was one woman. Oh goodness, did she see me? She sure did. Running over, she said, "Holy shit, that looked awful. Are you okay?" Thankfully, she spared me the laughter that was surely boiling up and behind the surface of her concerned face. My hip was killing me, but I sure as heck wasn't gonna let her know that. "I'm all right. Thank you," I replied modestly. And then there was Anna, my loving partner. We've been together for 7 years. Using simple mathematics, you might realize we had just started dating. And she saw it unfold in real time. Now, 7 years into our relationship, if that happened, I would cry immediately. It hurt, after all. But at that point, I was embarrassed. I shook it off for the sake of not wanting my new girlfriend to think I was the world's biggest uncoordinated fool. She ran over. Of course, she first asked me if I was okay. I nodded my head yes, which was immediately followed by, "Oh my goodness, you looked like a raptor in Jurassic Park." Down 1 minute, up the next, popping your head above the rack like you sensed prey. I have to admit that was the best response, prompting an eruption of laughter. An important addition here, I'm not one to fake emotion, nor do I ever encourage my kids to do so. I let the tears flow freely a little bit later. So what happened next? Did I pick up the clothing? I'm ashamed to admit I did not. After all, I had peed my pants in public. My first goal was to get the hell out of there, and that we did, but not before purchasing an ice maker. It was a good deal. You would have too. You may think the story of the big fall ends there, that I would have put it in a vault and sealed it tight. Absolutely not. Presently, I think I've regaled upwards of a dozen people with that epic story of clumsiness. Coworkers, family, friends, a physician's assistant, or even a phlebotomist or two. Why in the world would I keep this goodness to myself? I'm sure others have heard it too, passed from mouth to mouth as an embarrassing story so monumental, it deserves to be shared from generation to generation. Years have passed. I've fallen many times since then. There was an incident in a parking garage wherein I missed the last 2 steps and went stumbling straight into a woman's breasts, which thank goodness stopped me from cracking my head open on a concrete wall. Or the time I wore Birkenstocks on a hike, misstepped, and rolled down a hill, landing with a thud and a bruised and bloodied shin. However, there's never been another fall like this one. I have hopes for the legacy of this fall. While there weren't many people in the store, surely there were security cameras. And it's almost certain that one of them captured my moment of ungainly glory. And surely, if it was captured on video, someone out there shared it. And it was shared and shared again until it made its way to the inbox of some fall video account on Instagram. My dream? One day, I'll be cruising social media and find an epic fails compilation. As the reels zoom by, I see it. The crowded racks of clothing, the floral prints and paisley dresses, and me, falling, falling, falling into the abyss and popping up like a raptor, making Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg proud and simultaneously disappointed they didn't cast me for the role. Thank you.